Hello, everyone. Tony here, and welcome back to episode 2 of Can You Survive 25? We're just picking up where we left off last time, still on the first month, just doing contracts, working to actually get some cash in the bank before we can start buying equipment and land and getting our own place. As you can see, I've got a bunch of contracts going. I've got a bunch of guys out working. That'll probably be a lot of that in the next episode or two. I'll probably do a lot of jump cuts or fast forwards, montage type deals. I haven't quite decided, just to speed this up, because a lot of what I'll be doing is doing the contracts that only I can do, like the baling here. I'll start doing some harvesting contracts, and I'll be the one helping fill the wagons. So I'll run the wagon, take it to market, that type of stuff. So a lot of what I'm doing and for the next few months in game is just basically running a contract company in a sense. Just crank it out. I still haven't decided how much of this I'm going to show, because like I said, it's going to get repetitive in a hurry. I'm sure I'm going to be sick of doing contracts at some point, and I just don't know how much viewing you guys are going to enjoy. Also mention that I am recording this before episode 1 is out, so if you left a comment on what you'd like to see, first off, thank you. I appreciate the comments. I have not had a chance to read any of those yet, is what I'm saying. So if you left a suggestion on what to do, unfortunately I have not read that. So yeah, like I said, we got a bunch of contracts going. We'll probably trying to do most of the contracts that I can do in a day, and just try to maximize that, especially during these early months before it turns to winter, because I don't know how much of the deadwood type contracts I'm gonna do. I did the deadwood contracts before on this map, and they were glitched. I couldn't complete them. It would say you cut down the wrong tree, stuff like that. So I think they've fixed that. Just not a fan of the deadwood contracts on this particular map. On Zilanka, they're okay. I don't mind them. So I probably won't do those. I don't know how many of the transport ones I'll do. Maybe if I get in a bind and I have to, I'll do it. Otherwise, probably stick to these contracts. Fast forward through those slow months, do 1 or 2 contracts here or there. But yeah, hopefully you'll stick around. I'll start speeding this up or jump cut to something interesting. See you then. Okay, it's been several hours since I left off that little clip. We've done tons of contract today. We're still in the first month, towards the end of the day. Um, just finishing up. I've got a worker cultivating the field yet, but I'm running into an issue here. Uh, a few of these contracts, I don't know if it's this mod I've got, but I ended up like right here with this tedder. This is a tedding contract, and when I try and put a worker on it or do it myself, I'm getting this field not owned. I mean, it's a contract, but it's acting like I'm using my own equipment. I don't know if they feel like I've had this equipment so long today that it's mine, and I thought, well, maybe it's limiting the number of jobs you can do with leased equipment, but that's not the case. This would only be the third job with this tedder. You can see the combine over there. I probably did 7 to 8 harvesting contracts with that same combine, so must just be a bug. I'm gonna assume it's probably part of the mod. I haven't ran into that before, but if any of you have ran into that, please let me know in the comments below what you think it might be. But yeah, you can see I got a guy over there in the distance still cultivating that field. But we've made quite a bit of money. The only contracts that are left are, deadwoods. I'd probably will start doing a few deadwoods in the winter. We'll see. I didn't try the stone picking or any of the rock removals. The rock removals just painful driving that skid loader over to wherever it's at. Later on, if you had your own in a trailer, it's one thing, but I didn't want to do it. But I've got a bunch of these that I can claim. And like I say, these fertilizing, I had 2 of those contracts that were broken that I couldn't do because it was telling me the same thing as this tedder contract. So I'm probably just going to have to cancel these 3 uh, just as I can't do them. I mean, I don't know what else to do. And then I'll probably start collecting all of these other contracts that I had, let the equipment go back. I don't really need it anymore. Probably need to make sure I leave that cultivating one open because I'm going to need to finish that. But yeah, so you can see we got a ton of these that are still, I'm still collecting money for them. I had no idea how much money you could make in a day. I've never went this hard on the contracts, so I think I'm going to be pleasantly surprised. Collect all these. Oh, the canceled. It's kind of weird that when you cancel a contract, you've still got to collect it too. I don't know what that, if that's like if you leased equipment, you're getting ready to take a loss. You think it would just do that all in one go. Let's head over and take a look at this guy that's still going. So yeah, we're over 100K day one. That's kind of insane. And we got some fertilizer and some liquid spray left over that I just took out of the machines. It's up there at the shop. While he's going, we can kind of look over some stats to see. I want to see what pay was. We're gonna have a little bit more. Yeah, we spent $14,000 today in fertilizer. Wages were only 10,000. We're gonna have a little more when he finishes up. Not bad. Like I said, we did. Let's see. Contract income was 113,000, and we got another 16 from harvesting. That was the harvest contracts, the extra grain when you're dumping those that you get. So Not sure. Oh yeah, we did do one wood transport contract when I was trying to figure out the broken deal to see if it was just maybe I was capped on the contracts, but I could do that one. So we got a little excess of the wood on that transport contract, but yeah, like it's been 6 hours in this deal, so we've probably spent 4 or 5 hours just today doing these contracts from when I cut off the first part of this video. Uh, 38 missions. We'll have number 39. So 39 missions done in day one. Now, obviously, it's August. There's a lot of missions to do. That'll taper off, and I might even back off of it. This is more money than I imagined making today. So there, he's done. Let's go ahead and I guess it's going to be 40 contracts, right? So we still did have the one open with the equipment. $39. So yeah, we've got $111,000, which is awesome. The other thing I've noticed, I haven't checked it here in a few hours, but exact same equipment, I think, is it not? Than that we had this full day. Usually you start getting a new one in there. This tractor looks a little more interesting now that I'm sitting on $111,000 because, like I said, I don't mind this tractor. It's actually kind of one of my favorite early tractors. The problem is it's the only 175 horse, but you do get the loader attachment, which I like. Uh, it's reasonably priced. I don't know yet. Uh, it would be $33,000. It's not like, I mean, like I said, I kind of like to have a little more horsepower to pull some of the equipment. Like it seems like a lot of the equipment I use is at right at 200 horse. But this thing could also move over to a fertilizer. Uh, use the fertilizer for all the time. Plus, have the front. I think we're gonna go in ahead and buy it just because I know I said we're gonna hold off, but we made a lot of money today. And maybe it'll get the sales moving too. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy this. It's it's a decent tractor. Like I said, I like it. Obviously, I downloaded the mod because I'm interested in it and I've used it a few times. The cedar, it's still there. I still think we're a ways away from needing one, and I would like a no-till. Yeah, I think I'll hold off still. That thing's heavily discounted though, 63% off. That's crazy. Yeah, I think I'll wait. Plus, we're at the end of the day. There's a good chance all this stuff moves out overnight, which is where we're at right now. So, at the end of the day, we've got our first piece of equipment that we actually own. This nice tractor. I do think I'll go over here and repair it since we just bought it. They're all fixed up. I'll decide what loader accessories I want as we keep going on and decide which direction we're going. Yeah, only $1,000 to repair it. It's the other nice thing about these smaller tractors too is when you're buying used, they're gonna wear and tear and go down faster. The repair cost is much cheaper on cheaper tractors, which makes sense. So we might just leave this tractor right here. Like I said, we don't have a place or anything yet. But we might be thinking about that. I mean, we got $77,000. If we only make 50 to 70,000 tomorrow, we've got quite a bit of money. We could think about buying land and maybe do a little logging on the side over the winter instead of running hard on contracts. But I think I'm sticking to the contracts at least for another month or two. Keep running that money. But for right now, I think we're going to end this day. See, get some new contracts coming up. Go over here. Let's increase time a little. We don't have a place, so we're going to have to sleep on crazy Walter's porch here. He's going to stare at us all night, but I guess it's better than sleeping on a park bench. So yeah, that was a lot more money than I expected to make off contracts. I knew it would be profitable, especially the way I was doing it. Like I was running a contract business with several AI workers. I knew I would run through a lot of them, but it was a lot more money than I even imagined. Yeah, so these two are still in there. It's odd that you would think this one would drop off first, but it doesn't work that way. I take it. It's just random. You know, it's not a left to right sort of time thing. It's just if somebody happens to come in there and buy it, I guess. Cultivator. We do need a cultivator, but here, yeah, 240 horsepower cultivator. I think the cultivator I normally like is this one. Yeah, and it only takes 190 horse. I know this one's a lot cheaper, and we'll have to wait and see what we get for another tractor. I do want several tractors. It's just nice being able to have AI work for you while you're on one tractor and it's on the other. So that's where we're at. Let's take a look at what the contracts look like so far. So we got a lot of harvesting contracts, or these oddball ones. Sorghum. Yeah, I'm not doing any of these parsnips. I mean, it's too hard to do. The AI isn't smart enough to run. Green beans, I can't remember if green beans it collects in the hopper. If it does, it wouldn't be that big a deal. Yeah, it looks like all the root crops are coming in. Obviously gonna do this one at some point. Sorghum. Spraying. We got a fertilizing contract. Yeah. We're gonna take a few of these, get the crew started today. Spraying contracts are kind of a pain. Occasionally you get some big ones. By the time you rent this equipment, I'm going to wait on that. There needs to be 2 or 3. I did 2 of them yesterday. I don't know if I made much money. I think I did 3. By the time I bought 2 deals of spray, I just don't feel like I made much on those. The spray is still there, some of it, but I think I'll get this guy started. We probably should have waited a little bit on this cultivating contract. This is a pretty small cultivator. I don't think I'll keep it all day. This will probably be a one and done. So yeah, I know at the start of this video I said that I would have this, I would be recording this video before the other video came out, but the other one released. I took a big break during that jump cut, and there's been a few comments, and I really appreciate that, leaving comments and words of encouragement and just tips. Rusty Money Gaming had a good idea of kind of setting some levels. You know, if we get this much money in the first few months, then maybe we go this route. And I like that idea. I think we probably should look into that. If I don't want to end the year, I know I can lease for a full year, but I don't want to go the full year and have $1 million in the bank. So it might be a case that these contracts are so lucrative that I change my plan and switch to, buying a piece and start working our own land here sooner than later. What am I doing? I'm going past the place. Let's see. Get them started. Forgot to wait for that cultivator. Yeah, I never once imagined we'd have $76,000 in the bank and a tractor after the first month, but there it is. So, what's the most you guys have ever made in a month from contracts? Like I say, I do a lot of contracts at the beginning of these when I start, but it's usually with my own equipment. There we go. What field? Field 30. I think that's up above, right? Yeah. It's quicker to ride the ferry, but I think the ferry's on the other side of course again. Crazy fog this morning. I can't even see over there to see if it's moving or not. Sometimes those triggers are so hard to hit that you think you've hit it and it isn't doing anything. Yeah, here we go. This will be interesting too because fertilizing was one of those that was broken for me. So is it just broken for good, or was it just that day? I didn't think about that. If I get over here and can't fertilize at all, that's gonna really suck because that's kind of my bread and butter when it comes to contracts. At least no barge is coming. Thing's kind of struggling to pull the hill. Speaking of places to buy, this is kind of where I like to start normally, and I think a lot of people do. It's these grass fields are kind of a natural starting point. They're small, cheap. Grass is a good starting. I'm still on the fence whether I want to go that route. I know it works. It's successful. But doesn't exactly fit into where I want to be with my first farm. I think I want my first farm to be farther down south. I mean, we have the playground over here, so I'm going to be supplying that with a lot of supplies. So I think I want to be down this way. The original homestead wouldn't be bad because it does allow you access to that pretty quickly. So that's an option. Over here I could buy some of these pieces, these small pieces, relatively soon for right now, and there is a little bit of timber on those. I could start put down my sawmill mod and start collecting wood while I'm doing contracts, so that's a thought. I don't know, but looks like whatever was broken with the fertilizing is actually working now, which is a relief. I'll have to check that out today and take more contracts, but here we are. I'll probably do another big jump cut, time lapse, whatever I can manage to do in editing. I don't know, like I said, I'm new to this, but we'll probably power through today. I'll come back if anything interesting comes up or want to chat, but we'll probably just power through and see where we end up at the end of the day, kind of make a decision, go over the numbers again, how the day went, and see where we're at from there. So, be back in a bit. Welcome back, everyone. We're just in about over with day two, day or month two, however you want to say it. At the end of September, it's getting dark. We've got just waiting on one contract to finish up. We did a lot of contracts again today. Need to complete some of these. Like I said, I'm just waiting for that one, but the rest of these we can collect and return the equipment. And like I said, kind of look at the finances quickly here. We made a little more today than we actually did yesterday. This figure's a little low. I can't remember what it was yesterday before we bought that tractor. 111 or something. I think contract wise we did about the same or even less. The big difference was we made more income off of the harvest income. So I don't know if we did some green beans and peas today, which was kind of a pain, but I don't know if the extra harvest off of them is more than grain. That might be something to test. But this is kind of where we are. Statistics, we can look at that. I believe we had 39 contracts yesterday, so we still got two going, so this should be up closer to 70. So we did what, 31 today? Yeah, like I said, a few less, just a little better contracts apparently today. But a lot of time. I mean, we're closing in on 14 hours. These past few days have taken a lot of real life hours over several days. I didn't expect this episode 2 to take this long to make. I've also made some decisions. We are getting quite a bit of cash, but I am going to keep grinding contracts. I think what I'm going to do as of now is I'm going to buy this Farmland 89, and I don't know if we can see this very well in the dark or not. You know, it's going to be 320,000. It's down here, it's near the playground, so we can set up a sawmill here, feed the playground, get us a pasture going for sheep, get the wool going. The only bad thing is the spinnery is way across here for wool. Uh, I'll have to think about that. We may eventually build our own spinnery over here with a tailor shop. I believe the tailor shop somewhere. Yeah, the tailor shop isn't too far away, but it'd be nice to have the spinnery a lot closer. But that's my plan for right now. Is I'm gonna buy this when I get enough. Uh, I believe it's sunflowers at the moment. Bad thing with that is I'm not gonna have anything to harvest this, so either I wait till it's harvested or I just let the crop go to waste. It's probably not worth. I can't lease equipment for my own use. It's probably not worth buying a combine to harvest this. I don't think. You know, if I buy one and sell it off, I'll have to do some thinking and see if I sell it off if I would still make any money. But yeah, it's got this nice spot up here. I would probably do away with the shed, and that's probably where I would put my sawmill. All these trees, and I could drag to that sawmill, and after I've drug these away, I'd probably replant oak trees here. Oak trees take about 2 years. They're great for the sawmill because they just go off a mass. So we could just grow oak trees and drag them over there. We would have a farmhouse. I don't know if I'd keep this one or get rid of it and put down one of the modded ones. The thing I hate about the farmhouses that are in the game is they're so dingy and dirty. I wish you could, spray them off, if nothing else, just to make them look better. But it has a few of these Sheds, I'm not a big fan of any of the sheds in the game. I would probably sell all that off, cut these trees down, and kind of start over. But yeah, that's kind of my thinking right now is I want to come up here, or down here, I should say. I haven't been at this end of the map before farming or anything, so it would be a little different for me. Plus, we're eventually going to want to buy this rope maker place to feed our wool in there, to also feed the playground. Uh, we'd probably end up buying most of the land all the way across the bottom here. These big fields. Probably do some cotton along with the wool because they kind of coincide with each other for the tailor shop and the spinnery. So that's just the thought. Maybe buy this whole area across the bottom would be our uh, our farm number one. That's kind of my thought right now. But rather than drag you guys along for 3-4 days of trying to of just watching me do these contracts, what I'm probably gonna do is I'm probably just gonna jump to the next. Uh, I'll probably still do contracts, but I'll probably just do them off camera. I'll run through the next. I don't know what it'll be, 3-4 months till we've got plenty of money. Uh, I mean that place is what 320,000, but we're gonna need some sort of equipment to be able to handle this. Not only to harvest those if we want to buy it and sell it, but we need planter to put something back in there. Um, which I'm not real sure what to put back in there. It would probably be grass, I guess, since we're going into sheep. Put in grass, or it could be cotton. We could start the cotton right there and hold off on the sheep for a while. I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. But for right now, we're sitting on 201,000. Like I said, we still got two more contracts here that's going to give us another essentially $10,000. So really, we're sitting on $210,000. I would think we need at least another $200,000 to buy that place. I'm going to want a winch for the tractor to be able to handle the sawmill. The sawmill alone is $50,000 to buy. We will get a little bit of money back selling some of these buildings off of there. But yeah, that's my thoughts for right now. So this video is probably a little broken up because, like I said, I've done it over several days, several recording sessions. Don't know how it's all going to piece together, but if you've made it this far, I appreciate you sticking around. And when we come back, hopefully we've got enough money to buy that place. I'll probably still end up doing contracts after I buy that. It'll just be the AI workers, sending them out to do jobs. I won't do too many of them on my own unless there's. I won't do any harvesting contracts anymore. I'll let those go. They tend to be a pain. But I'll probably do like the baling contracts that I can do on my own, stuff like that. So anyway, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and as always, if you have any suggestions, please leave them in the comments. See you on the next one. Bye.